Hello, paradigm shifters. This is Judy Matejczyk and Tish Hartwell. Yeah, and welcome to the actually it's March 1st because we're doing this Tuesday in 2022, and we're talking about overcomers and overcoming. And Paradigm Shifters is a community, global community dedicated to shift and uplift the planet. Yeah, and how many of you think that that's kind of what we are about right now here? Yeah. So I invited Tish to come on and tell us a little bit about what you know about overcoming and how you maybe some stories, and where it is that just some things we were talking about before I started the recording. So come on in here, Tish, and I'm so grateful to have you today.
Well, I'm very grateful and honored to be here today, Judy. It's always such an honor to be on Paradigm Shifters. I love this group. I love everything that you bring to it. So just everybody gets so blessed by everything.
So tell me, what does overcoming mean to you? What's that? What would you say that word means? Yeah.
Overcoming to me is there is events that happen in your life, and we all have them. They're challenges to us, and it seems sometimes like it's happening to us, but really it's happening with us and also for us. And what I see for overcomers is that it's a stand that we won't back down, and a stand for the truth and what the truth is. And, and it's a victorious truth. It's not a victim truth. It is, what can I do with what I have right now to take the next step in life to go for my dream? And it just is a process. And challenges come for us to grow, so we can help other people. And it's my true passion in life. And it gives me the most joy when I see people achieve their dreams. And that's just, I get so excited. So, yeah, I do love challenges. And I love what we can learn from them. There are small challenges and there are bigger challenges. So, yeah.
Well, would you be willing to tell us about a challenge that you faced recently where you've had to pull in your resources and your faith? Would you be willing to tell us that story?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. On October 28th, there was a knock on our door from the police, and they told us that our son had passed away. And anybody who's a parent knows the true broken heart of the dreams and desires that you have for your children, and all that seemed to die in that moment. And yeah, what I found out about grief is that you get to embrace it, and that it's a process, and that it takes courage to go through it, like it takes courage to go through anything. But there is, in every challenge and in every adversity, a seed of equal or greater opportunity. And you don't always see that for a while when you're in it. But there are amazing people that come alongside you and take you on a journey that takes you deeper in faith and deeper in knowing. And my faith, the one thing I knew for sure is that my son was in heaven and he was no longer in pain. And that although we continue to miss him today, because there are a lot of firsts, the words I remember him saying to me, I hold on to every day. He came up and hugged me one day. And he said, Tish, I want every dream you ever have to come true. So what I found in those words were the reason to move forward, because it would honor his memory and who he truly was.
And it's been a pleasure to be watching someone as courageous as you take those steps as Thanksgiving or Christmas. And I was wondering, and Super Bowl Sunday. And I am in awe, and also taking notes on your courage to keep moving forward. And so Super Bowl Sunday was very special. And can you tell us what you and Todd decided, and tell us some of the process about Super Bowl Sunday and why that was important for you to do what you were doing?
Well, our son's team, for some odd reason, was not the Bears, but the Bengals. And it was always a fun thing between us. And so when the Bengals did so much in to get to the playoffs, and then they did, and we watched them, we watched them go through in faith and just have this dream. And it's so amazing to watch other dream builders, because you learn from them also. And so the weekend of the last playoff, we were at Dream Builder Live and building dreams. And my husband is yelling at me from the bottom floor, telling me what's going on in the games. And all of a sudden I hear him go, they won. And I just started crying, because I know that somehow heaven came from down and helped win that game. As it was a gift. And I said how at the same time it was such an overjoy thing, because we just were like sad because he wasn't here. And I said, what can we do to bring joy? And he said, well, I already started. And I said, okay, what are we doing? So back in December, when I was going through some of the rougher parts, I decided that what I couldn't do for my son for Christmas, that I was going to throw a birthday party for a dear friend of mine turning 50, and just celebrate her milestone. And so he took that idea, and he called a couple of Ethan's friends, and they were all wanting to come over and just celebrate and be together for our son and to support us. So we had them over, and again, feelings happen. There's a process. And the first half of the game, I cried the whole first half of the game. And then one of his little best friends, uh, who are not so little, they're 26 years old. But he came upstairs and he's like, "Are you gonna come down and watch the game with us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come down." I'm like, I was just, dealing with missing him. He's like, "Yeah, me too." And I went down, and then it was like there was a switch in me, just owning my feelings, owning my missing, and owning what I was feeling in that moment that needed to be had because I, I felt emboldened, empowered, as we've learned. So, um, so it ended up being a really special day and a really special time. And we just celebrated, even though they lost. But how do you lose when you're the two best players, two best teams in the entire, in the entire NFL and AFL? So, you're just there. So you gotta know. It's kind of like silver, gold, silver, and bronze. There's no really losers because there's a lot there to get there. So we celebrate what they did. Yeah.
Well, I just love it that you said the word, how can we bring joy into this? Even though in the midst of sorrow, you're like, oh, well, what is one thing we can do with what we have and bringing the joy? So, what would you suggest, or what is a tool that maybe you can put out there for boy, the people of the world right now, yeah, and for all of us in the world that to go through, what is it that a tool that maybe we could just concretely, I want to say grab onto, but put into our hearts that would help us get through some of this that's going and forward motion. What would you suggest? Go get a dog. I love your dog's tail.
How to go get a dog?
Yeah, go get a dog. Yeah, go ahead.
We have 3 here right now. So,
3 dogs.
Well, one thing I use is perception because perception gives you the ability to look at things from all perspectives, as somebody else would see them. Somebody, you know, uh, God would see that picture. What is the picture here? And in taking perception, you don't make a decision, you don't have to put a label on anything. Nothing is bad unless you say it's bad. It's for our learning. And so if you push the pause button and just begin to start, well, what can I do with what I have, with where I am right now, to bring joy. Because in this moment, I don't, you may not feel like it, but the one thing I do know is that, the joy of the Lord is our strength. And so there's joy in us. So, I use the perception of something good is here. And there's a perspective that will come and a perception that will come because we all see things from different perspectives. So I look also the people who have gone before me, who have been through this. I'm not the first person. And, and I get their perspective. I got their perspective. They told me what they did. And I took those things on and just don't label it. give it some time to work itself out.
I love it. I love
And
it. Thank you.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, so here's a final question here. So let's just imagine that it's a year from now. We're sitting here talking, and it's March 1st, 2023. What will you look back on and see? What strengths, or what will you look back on? And what would you love to be telling us in 1 year from now? Yeah.
Well, let's take ourselves there. So it's February 2023, and I am so happy and grateful now that I have gleaned the gold from all that I have been through. And I have found a way to help others overcome difficult times by building a thriving coaching business of victorious overcomers who come in and learn to not stay stuck, but keep moving forward, to take a step and do what they can with what they have right now. Because a baby step will take you up Mount Everest. A baby step takes me to where I want to go. And I just love that so many people have made their dreams come true. I'm celebrating them today. I have worked with 40 clients who have gone through the Dream Builder program and created a community of victorious overcomers who are walking in the fullness of who they are now because they had courage and boldness and magic in them, and they released it to their purpose in life. I'm so happy and grateful that my husband and I are working together, coaching together, and getting to build our dreams together, that we are traveling to Hawaii, and we are walking on the beach, and I can feel the sand in my toes, and we are more in love because of the freedom of the fact that every muscle in my body is healed, healthy, and whole, and I have dynamic, vibrant, divine health flowing through every cell of my body. And I am just so grateful for everything I have and every person that's come alongside me to help me take the steps of boldness.
And so it is, Victorious Overcomers. I love it. Yes. What a beautiful, beautiful testimony of faith. Yes. Thank you so much. And we appreciate you. We appreciate your bold courageousness and your willingness to come and tell us the story as it's unfolding. That's strength and courage right there. Yeah. Thank you so much, Tish, and feel a big hug
Thank
from
you
everyone
so much,
here.
Judy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you've been a very important part of my journey, and I just thank you for everything. You are an amazing, amazing teacher, and just so much wisdom for that, and it's been a gift to me.
Oh, it's such a
Well,
pleasure walking with you. And I am so seeing you walking on the beach, running on the beach, holding Todd's hand and splashing in the waves And I'm right there with you, baby. And I see that every single day. One of the cool things is having partners in believing. And, we believe it, we know it to be so as everything unfolds. And I love that you said every adversity has a seed of good, no matter what. So take this message, paradigm shifters, out into the world and knowing that you too are overcoming and bridging a gap to those beautiful dreams. Yes.